Y'all enjoyed this morning? It's been really awesome, hasn't it? Well, I got a question. Last week, y'all remember what the celebration that we talked about was? What was that celebration? I see your hand. What is it? A Seder. Y'all did a Seder, and in the Seder you talked about what holiday? I see your hand. What was it? The Passover. That's right. You celebrated the Passover. Now, I got another question. The celebration, the Passover, and the Seder that we talked about. What? The Passover. What kind of holiday was that? What nationality were the people that we were talking about that celebrated this? A Jewish holiday. Can everybody say Jewish? Jewish holiday, that's right. Now, it said, and I don't know if y'all remember this verse or not, but in Exodus chapter 12, it says in verse 7, it says, and this was the instructions that God gave to Moses to tell the people, they are to take some of the blood and to put it on the tops of the door frames of the houses where they eat the lambs. Jesus had told them, God had told Moses to tell them that they needed to sacrifice the animal, that they were to take some of the blood and put it on the doorpost. And when that happened, they were to eat the meat of that animal that night. But when they put the blood on the doorpost, then that was a sign that later that night, when the death angel came, when he saw the blood on the doorpost, that he was to do what? Pass over. That's right. And that's why they called it the Passover. All right, now, in the Passover, when they celebrated that, they were talking about one sacrifice, one Lamb of God to sacrifice for one family. Everybody say, one lamb, one family. Y'all understand that? Say, uh-huh. All right, now, you got one lamb for one family at the Passover. Now, this is a Jewish holiday, and can somebody tell me what language the Jewish people spoke? I saw your hand first. Hebrew, that's right. Everybody say Hebrew.
Hebrew.
All right, now I'm going to teach you some Hebrew. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, now in Hebrew, the word yom, say yom, means day. All right, so you got yom, and that means day. Now rub your tummy, kind of like yum, only it's an O. Yom. Everybody say yom. All right, yom, and then say tov. But put a V on the end of it. Tov. Yom Tov. Yom Tov. You know what that means? Good day. Alright, Yom Tov means good day. Now, I guess the Hebrews kind of had things backwards because you read it from right to left instead of left to right. But Yom Tov actually means day good. But when you translate it into English, it means good day. Now, in the Passover, you had one lamb for one
Family.
and now, there was another holiday about 6 months later, and I guess they figured after they celebrated the Passover, they needed a reminder. And so 6 months later down the road, they would say, it's time for us to be reminded, and they would celebrate a holiday called Rosh Hashanah. And during Rosh Hashanah, one of the big high points of this celebration in this Jewish culture was a day called Yom, which means day, right? Kippur. Everybody say Kippur. Yom Kippur, and that was the Day of Atonement. So Kippur means atonement. The Day of Atonement, they would celebrate it, and it's something really cool. If I look at me, all eyes up here. They would sacrifice for the Passover. They would celebrate the Passover lamb that would, deliver one family, and the death angel passed over. On the Day of Atonement, the high priest would go into the most holy place in the temple. Now, I don't know if y'all are aware of this,